Welcome. If you're at all at any time interested in learning more about my sacred 24/364 calendar song, you can go to http://initial-reading.teachable.com and take my calendar clock course, and you will learn event matrix construction. Okay, in this video we're gonna look at the matrix, the music matrix for July 3rd. Right, and when you use my calendar to look up the music matrix, then what you have to do is you have to learn some of the words before you can see the music, okay? Because my music isn't audible. You don't hear it, you see it. So the first thing we're going to look at here is, you see this here, you could take that as the foundation of couple, okay? Now, you see this sign here? That's the sign of the twins. Twins are a couple, okay? A couple of things that look alike. So July 3rd, and the year we're going to is 1962. And the place we're going to is Syracuse, which is 111 when you add up each of the simple values of the letters. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3, that's C, so Syracuse. So this C here is saying Syracuse. And New York is 111. Again, now we have a couple, and you could say they're twins. 111 and 111 are twins, and they're coming up on this day. So New York, Syracuse, New York. Syracuse, New York. That's what the C is saying there. So once we know the date we're looking for, then we take our calendar and we figure out when July 3rd, at what point, what month on my sacred calendar, my spiritual calendar, what month that comes up. So in this case, what we're going to be looking at is coming up in the 4th month. Okay, the 1st month of summer. All right, so when we look on here, we want to find where July 3rd comes up. So we see the 4th month ends at July 20th. So we can count backwards, right, from July 20th, on the last day of my sacred month. So July 20th, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So the 3rd is mostly connected to the 13th day here. So when we see the overtone, it's a day 5. So the overtone, the E gets bracketed up here, frequency 852 for the overtone of these days. So, and then the window, the 24-hour window of the first sacred day connected to July 3rd is the 13th. So, but when we write our matrix, we see the sacred calendar begins at 6 p.m. and runs to 6 p.m. So the first day, it's a day 5 of the week. It's the 13th day of the month, and it's July 3rd. So that runs from 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. Now, on July 3rd at 6 p.m., it's going to turn into the 14th day of the month, and it'll be the 6th day of the week. Okay? And these are the frequencies, the vibrations, the tones that come up on the spiritual calendar up here. Now, when we look at the material stream, we'll see that it's July 3rd. Okay? Now, what we're going to look at first is first name. If we add up Thomas, this man's first name, we're going to see it equals 76, which is an M. Okay? So we can look on here at the bracketed letters, which always reveal the meat of what's going on. And so, first name, Thomas. Okay? Middle name, Cruz. Family name, Maypother. And the D is a 4 because he's Thomas Cruz Maypother 4th. Okay? So, now, we also can take a look here. See, when I add up Tom Cruise, it equals 123. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. That's F. So, F is for future famous name, Tom Cruise. You see how the bracketed letters show what's going on there? Okay. Now, are you beginning to see the music? So once you learn some of the words, you begin to see the music, and it's visual music. Okay. So, movie entertainer. Okay. Movie entertainer. Oh, something else I wanted to point out is, so we got famous name. Now, if I add up the word name, it's 33, which has a letter connection of F. So I can point to the F here and say name. So, famous name. And then, of course, Tom Cruise is also an F. So, all right. So that's for future. So this here is a Thomas Cruise Maypother's Nativity Matrix. Okay. So July 3rd, 1962, Syracuse, New York. And then you can see how it connects. Now, specifically, Thomas' delivery day was at 3:06 p.m. Or you could say 15:06 if you were military time. So, but I'm going to look up 3:06 shortly, and I'll show you the matrix that comes up for 3:06 for the time of delivery. All right, but for now, I want to show you that. Let me put this here. Okay, so we see here Thomas is the M. Okay, we got first names. So first names, we've got Thomas. Thomas marries. First new marriage, Mimi. See the M-E, that's me. So me, Thomas, marries Mimi. Next, Thomas marries Nicole. Okay? And I'm speaking of Thomas Cruise, right? If I add up, Katie Holmes was his latest it equals 274. I add the 2, 7, and 4 together. That gives me 13, which is the letter M. So Katie Holmes was his latest. I can point to the M and say Katie Holmes was his latest marriage. Right? Okay. Now let's take a look at the time when we use the calendar to look up the time. Okay, so using my calendar to look up the time, I know that all the odd hours, so I'm looking for 3 p.m., so 3 o'clock is on this line here. All the odd hours begin here. Even, odd, even, which is this line is also this line up here. So 3:06, we got 3 o'clock, 3:04, and 3:08. So this spans 4 minutes. In here, halfway through is 3:06. So we see that's a 17, and we see the overtone up here. Okay, so that could be for baby boy born. All right, and then the 17. Now, when I do the matrix for this time, okay, we see I wrote in all the matrix. It's a tone of 528, which is a miracle tone. It's called Miragostorum in the audible tone, but it's a healing tone, 528. And we see the 17th. You see the Q is bracketed because it's the 17th letter of the alphabet. And we've got another 528 here. So it's a miracle. Now when I add up Thomas, Cruz, Maypother, 4, it equals 278. 2 plus 7 plus 8 is 17. That's Q. All right, so we see the Q. 306 is right here in the middle. Okay, so that's Tom Cruise's full name at birth. So birth and Tom Cruise's full name. Okay. Now, if I do my full calculation, so this here is the simple English gematria of root here. If I go times 6, gives me 1663, which is 16p. So that's the English Sumerian letter root. Now what I do is I add those two together. It gives me a combined connection. We see in this case it's 33f. And we just looked that name equals 33. All right, which is f. And we know that is Tom Cruise, is an F. And if I add Syracuse, New York together, it's 222, that's an F. So you see this connects to here, the material world stream, famous Tom Cruise, Syracuse, New York. And that's his full name. So we look at these bracketed letters, becomes quite famous. Becomes quite famous. All right, so I hope you have enjoyed this video, and it also shows me coming in the future to show this calendar matrix. First name Neil, family name Middlebrook, that's me, Aries. All right, and this is my calendar matrix. All right, so anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and please take my course.